the Sunshine Stitchers.
Again.
Oh my goodness. How many videos is it going to take for us to finally figure out how to get it together?
First, we gotta know who we are.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, I'm Shelia.
I'm Gary.
And I'm EJ. And
We
we're
are
the
Sunshine Stitchers.
And thank you and welcome back to video number...
Oh, are we doing that?
Oh, I don't
Remember
know.
the video?
Forget it.
Nah.
Oh, no.
That's
You
why
know.
we
You know what we are.
Yeah. We're not going to mess with
And
that.
you know what day it is.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching our video again. We've heard from so many of you. We know that some of you are having your Sunday morning breakfast with us, and thank you very much, and hope that we are able to brighten your day somewhat.
Yep.
So we're going to start today first with some of our get to know you questions. As you know, we're going through the list slowly.
Yes.
Just because since there's three of us, we don't want to take too much time on it. So how do you handle your stitching? Do you stitch with a frame? EJ?
Me. Okay. What does that mean? Frame?
So you use a Q
Oh,
snap
okay.
frame?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You use both?
Yes.
Q snap and a frame. What
Q-
frame do you use? Like the frame, the scroll rod frame. What kind of scroll rod frame do you use?
Oh, I don't know. I got it at the thrift store.
Oh, okay.
And
So-
didn't have a name, so
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe it was a Michael's brand or something.
Okay.
And I have a tension rod. No, not
Mhm.
tension rod. Tension.
You have a hoop.
I have a
Okay.
tension hoop,
Mm-hmm.
a regular hoop,
Mm-hmm.
and a Q snap.
Okay. There you
So
go.
whichever I have on hand.
She has all of the above.
Yes.
Okay.
to
Gary?
see.
I only stitch in a Q-snap. I've got sizes, I don't know, 6 by 6 all the way up to 17 by 17.
Mhm.
I also stitch on a Q-snap. I have most of the sizes of Q-snaps, and I do combine them differently. I might do part of an 8 with 11, or part of 11 with 17, depending upon the fabric size. I currently love roller frame. Love roller frame.
I want to get a pair.
Yeah, it's
A
I
set.
love it. And I also from time to time will stitch in a hoop.
Okay.
Rarely, but
I've never seen you
sometimes
stitch
on
in
a
a hoop.
small. Yeah, sometimes on a small
Mhm.
because I find the 6-inch Q snap is very
too
bulky
heavy.
on a small.
That's true.
Those I tend to put in
Yeah.
a hoop, and I rarely, I should say never, rarely do I stitch in hand because my hands they cramp on me. I'm trying to maybe
Yeah.
I grip the fabric too tight. I don't know, but my hands cramp.
Yeah, I can't stitch in hand. I don't seem to get the right tension.
Me too. That's my
Yeah.
problem with the stitching in hand.
Yeah,
The tension is off. It's loosey.
yeah,
Loosey is like
Yeah. yeah,
So I like a nice tight, drum tight surface.
yeah. And how many? Well, I start out with a drum tight surface, but you know how the fabric loosens or stretches as you're working with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you keep pulling it.
And I'm finding that sometimes it's okay. I'll work with it for a while before I tighten it again. But
Yeah.
there's a point where I'll pick it up and say, "Oh my goodness." Okay. So how many projects do you have finished, Gary?
Gary.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Well, I looked at my app just now, and I think I got my app about a year and a half ago. So it says I finished 117 finishes in the last year and a half.
And that's the Cross Stitch app, which is now Cross Stitch Plus.
X-stitch.
X-Stitch.
Wow.
Sorry. X-stitch.
117
Yes.
in a year and a half.
In a year.
Nice.
And a half.
I estimate that I have finished probably 35 in the same time frame.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, about 20. Yeah, let's say 35. Anywhere between 35 and 50, let's say, in a year and a half. And EJ?
Me? Okay, let me do some math real quick. Carry the one.
Minus the 12.
4.
But
4.
EJ is catching up.
Yeah.
Catching
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
This
We're
time,
bringing her to the dark side.
that's right. This time next year, when we ask that question, she'll be able to go on 2 hands.
Oh.
I see.
That's not what.
And that was not me. I did not say that, did I? No.
No. Okay. You did not. Okay.
I told her to say it.
So, how many do you have displayed in your home? I have 12 displayed in my home.
Okay, Ronnie and I went through the house. We counted 3 times. We had 3 different numbers. So right now, we have about 70 Christmas cross-stitch items displayed,
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
give or take.
yeah. The house is beautiful. It's
Yes.
gorgeous.
And I have 0.
Yeah. Sorry.
We'll
I
work
have-
on that too.
I have no cross.
You noticed she just cut her off.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
right.
I was trying. You know.
We were transitioning.
And the last question for today
Mhm.
is: do you stitch for gifts or do you keep them?
Me, I would like to stitch for gifts. I usually want to stitch for gifts.
Yeah.
Most of my whips are gifts.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this person will like this. Oh, this person will
Mhm.
like this.
Mhm.
Okay.
So most of my whips are for gifts.
Yes.
Are gifts.
Yes.
In probably the last 30 so years of stitching, most of my stitching has been for gifts, but for the last 2 years, it's been mostly for myself.
Yes. Yeah. I started out stitching for gifts, so I have very few of my completed projects in the first 10 years that I stitched.
Mm.
Every year I stitch ornaments or an individual gift for members of my family, and we also do ornament exchanges. I do smalls when I go to stitching retreats. So there are some that are done definitely specifically to give away. Since I've retired and my productivity has increased extensively, I find that I do more stitching for myself with expectation of hanging them in my home. So I keep keeping more.
Speaking of productivity, just in case of meltdown,
Yes.
we have these to break open
Yeah.
in emergency.
So she's well taken care of.
Yes,
Okay.
and we're
Yeah.
right
Well
in front of
taken
her,
care of.
Yes.
so we should be okay.
We
This-
should be okay.
Phil.
No meltdown.
No, I've been fed today. My keepers fed me today, so I'm in
But we do have something in the oven. So.
Yes.
much better shape than last week.
Okay.
Much better shape. I thought maybe we want to go talk about some of the comments and questions that we
Yes,
received.
definitely.
This is going to take a little bit because it's been a while since we didn't do it the last video.
No.
And of course that was for me.
We do have stitching to show later.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. We're gonna make this quick.
Yeah.
Carmen Feliciano, thank you so much.
Yay. Carmen.
We made a comment about T-shirts at one point because
Okay.
Gary and I had matched kind of closely.
Yes.
She suggested that we do T-shirts with sunshine stitchers printed on them, with palm
Yeah.
trees and a setting sun.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
that would have been nice. I tried that. I really did. I bought my T-shirt. I printed it out on iron-on transfer that I bought 20 years ago. But it was still new in the package, so I thought, why not? Didn't see an expiration date. Did not work.
No.
So I'll stick to stitching.
But I
But
still
that's a
like
good
the
idea.
idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do
Yeah.
like the idea. There were still several comments about EJ's butterfly.
Oh, yeah,
In
really?
its earlier iteration, shall we say.
Oh, that bad butterfly.
That butterfly is going to live on in its infamy
Yes.
for a while.
Okay.
Sarah Brunswald, Crafty Cat Stitcher.
Oh, hey.
Thank you
Hey.
so much for
Yes,
the shout out.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
We love it. We
I
love it.
love all the shout-outs.
Yes.
They're
Yes,
great.
and we also definitely want to thank Pam and Steph. Awesome.
Yes.
Each of us saw it on as a matter of our normal watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was,
It was so sweet. It
Yes.
was really.
And you got
touching.
us.
Yeah.
Yes.
You understand.
Yeah.
You understand. Yeah.
Matthias Rocklick, sorry, Matthias, the wall snowman.
Yes.
What's the name of the snowman on the wall?
I don't know.
Which
I
snowman?
changed which snowman. I changed my wall a
I
lot.
know, I turned around and it wasn't there.
There's a snowman on the
Snowman
wall.
melted.
Oh
That's
my,
why
there's
I
everywhere.
can't count them. They keep moving. Snowman on the wall.
We'll have to get
Well,
back
yeah.
to you on that because we have no idea where the snowman
Oh,
is.
were we talking about the 3 snowmen that were
with
juggling?
with the glowing snowball? juggling the snowball.
Okay.
Okay.
That was from Glendon Place. It was the snowmen that were juggling that glue in the dark. That was from Glendon Place, and I don't recall what the pattern was.
Okay, but Glendon Place, if you go to Glendon Place's site and search, I'm sure you can find it.
It's still there.
Yes. Turquoise Stitcher. First, we just like to say, never apologize for multiple comments.
At all.
Please, no.
Yes.
No apology
Keep them coming.
necessary.
Keep 'em coming.
Keep them coming.
Yeah.
We will answer again. We love to engage. All of us read the comments.
Yes.
We kind of divvy up the role of responding. But we do make every effort to ensure that every comment receives an acknowledgement and response. So please, we definitely do enjoy the exchange. She asked, does planning help you get more done?
Yes, actually, for me, I'm not stitching a lot right now because of testing, because of the my kids have mid-year assessments and they have a test, and they, and I teach 3 different courses, so I'm not stitching a lot. But when I did stitch, I saw when I planned what I was stitching that day, I was more productive. And I used the wheel of whips. I would spin it in the morning, and then when I get home, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta stitch on this, because in my thought process, this is what I spun, and if I spun it, I need to stitch it.
Yes.
So that's when I would stitch more. That's when I stitched more, was when my plan was to do the wheel of whips.
Yes.
Or the decision roulette.
Yes.
Planning. I plan, I make lists, as people who know me know, and then my stitchy bug says, I'm not gonna do that, I'm gonna do this. So, the 12 days of starts is really, I'm really fighting to put something down and start and continue working on it. Stitch Mania is a tough one, so that's why I pick very small items to work on. I do have an overall kind of assessment of what I want to stitch until the latest, greatest pattern comes out, and then it's out the window.
Totally.
But everything's kitted, so I can start it at any time.
Yes.
But you stitch every day.
I do, of course.
And then what do you decide on stitching? Like whatever you feel like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once it's started and I like it, I'll stitch it till it's done.
Yeah.
So that's why the daily 2 months of daily stitching something different is really tough for me, but I try to do it to grow and stretch my stitching Olympics.
We should have a stitching Olympics. I keep saying that.
I don't know why.
I think it's a great idea. Can you imagine? It would be great.
But how do I stitch more than every day already?
See, there would be the challenge. I do plan. I am a planner. Last year, this year, I did the 30. Started out with actually it turned out to be more, but 32 project rotation, where I selected or I stitch on a project every day. The plan was very loosey-goosey. I would pick a project from the front of the pile, stitch on it that day, and put it at the back of the pile. So it would work its way back to the front. This year, as I finished a project and it came out of the pile, I did not replace it. That allowed me to give more time to the projects still in the pile. I did make a list at the beginning of 2018 of all those projects, and I also have a list now for 2019. So far, it has 31 projects on it. I'm going to go.
You're gonna find one more
to make it 32.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm okay.
With 31.
Because there's some
31's
big ones in there. Some,
Yeah. Are they gonna be finished?
No. But we're
gonna stitch on it.
Yeah, and I'm very
stitching
excited
journey.
because there are several in there that I really want to do, and they're all kind of sizes, small, medium, and large. And, cool. Let's see. Oh, do you keep a stitching journal?
I do. I have a whip tracker. When I was stitching with the Tiny Decisions, I don't have decision roulette. I have Tiny Decisions because of iPhone. But I had a whip tracker that I got from Christine from Stitch All the Things. She's amazing. She's so nice. and she has a website where you can borrow it. You know,
Her app or her file?
her file.
Okay.
And then whenever I would work, if I worked on the 5th, I put a check mark on the 5th. If whatever I worked on the 6th, put a check mark on the 6th. And at the end of the month, whatever I didn't work on, I made sure, like, if I spun the wheel and it wasn't coming up, I would stitch on it. So two, what do you call that? 2 whips for that one day.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You would double up,
Yeah.
essentially.
Okay.
Especially Saturdays and Sundays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good stitching day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do a whip tracker because it takes away from stitching.
Eating takes away from stitching too.
I know, I wish I could figure that out. But I do use the Stitch app, and when I start something, I put what day I start on it,
Yeah.
and then I put the day that I finish. But like as we saw on the Snow Queen, I did start it on January 1st of this year, and then I just didn't feel like stitching on it, so I didn't consider it a whip because everything's kitted, so technically
Yeah.
I have 400 whips, so
Yeah.
I don't think about it that way. If I'm not stitching on it, it's not a whip. And
Because it's an actual work in progress.
right, I'm
In
actually
progress.
yeah.
You're right.
So
Yeah.
I pick her back up in December the 1st. And
So she's just basically, you think she's just kidded.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. And I have an old school composition book that I started last year, maybe even the year before, that I handwrite. In fact, I have it open in front of me.
the Bible.
The Bible, yes, that I actually create my lists in. If I am charting or kind of working out a large project that I'm putting multiple pieces, I actually chart that out in the book. But I also use the Stitch Plus app to track my starts, which then of course become whips, and then my finishes with pictures. So I'm a mix of old school and technology.
Okay.
Rain Jude
Okay.
asked a question about the Lena Lawson Scarecrow,
That's you.
fabric and threads.
The threads were DMC, and the fabric is Cauldron from Picture This Plus.
Wow.
Oh, okay, cool.
I guess-
It's like that.
Well,
Woo!
that's one of my most popular finishes.
Oh, okay.
I get that question a lot, so,
Okay.
and it's one of my favorite fabrics.
Oh, okay, there you go. The Slovak Farm, Laura Reed. Actually,
Hey, I watch her.
Yeah.
oh, very cool. She offered some helpful information because we talked about wax versus something else to
yeah.
prep our threads. She says that the yellow wax will change colors,
Okay.
however, white wax will not.
Okay.
For any of you who, again, in that question of wax,
Will you
or,
wax or will you not
something
wax?
else, but so the
To be or
yellow
not to
wax
be.
will change the colors and the white wax won't. So thank you so much for that.
Thank
it was
you.
very
Thank
helpful.
you.
And we
And
have to remember to
there
tell
was-
Ruth.
There was an
Yes.
interesting thing when I was watching Kitten Stitcher. She was talking about wax.
Yeah.
Oh,
To put it
that's-
in perspective,
Yes.
the ladies used to use their ear
Ear
wax.
wax.
Yes,
Yes.
that was fascinating.
With an ear
Was
spoon.
it
I've never heard of
fascinating?
it.
Is that the word?
I
don't
was
know.
fascinated.
Disgusting.
It's gross. Like, who's got that much wax?
Well, but you have your
That's true.
DNA on your projects too, though.
But that's not
So-
your wax.
I do not want to know.
No, a thread licker. Remember?
I do not want to know.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm just here for the stitching, guys.
Okay.
Okay, Jan Miller, Gary, where did you purchase the sleigh frame?
The sleigh frame was from Michael's last year. I didn't see any this year. So they always have those interesting. I think I got it on the clearance in January.
Oh, wow.
So I was cleaning it out at that time of
Okay.
year.
Dawn Duval has suggested that sometime, and we can put this down on our list for the future,
Yeah.
of what has, in the course of our stitching experience, what has worked for us and what has not worked. In other words, what has contributed to where we are today as stitchers, our fails, epic fails, learnings, lessons,
Okay.
So I think that'd be
Yeah.
a nice little topic at some point.
That sounds good.
Structured stitching is a skill for me.
For him, yes.
I gotta go with the flow.
Another suggestion sometime will be to talk about, this is from Patricia Ferry,
Okay. Hi,
to talk
Patricia.
about our floss storage. And we have
Oh,
multiple
yeah. Okay.
approaches to that.
And it's ever changing.
Yes. Crafton Bev
Mm-hmm.
asked if we make working copies of our charts.
Yes. I'm a highlighter
I am too.
and a circler.
I'm a highlighter, and I had a major fail when I was stitching from an original pattern,
Ooh.
Christmas stocking for my sister, and it was in one of those books, the Donna Cooler books that's colored, and the oil from my hand rubbed off the pattern where I was holding it at, and when I was ready to change the page to stitch there, I had to guess and try to make the pattern up.
Oh.
So from that day on, I said,
Yeah.
nope, I'm making
Never.
a copy because I shred my copies after I'm finished.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So
Mhm.
they're
So
all
it's-
destroyed.
Yeah.
And then what did we do with our completed charts? Gary sells his. I do plan to sell mine, and
I'll show her how.
yes, I just blocked on it. I've got everything I need in order to do it, but I just haven't been able to put my toe in that pond.
And I don't really have any completed charts. So ask me in a couple of months.
That's right. That's
We'll
right.
work on that.
Yes.
Because I figure I have so much stash, why should I keep finished charts when somebody else can use them?
Exactly.
I mean, not some of the patterns are hard to find, some of them are not, some of them people didn't think about until they see you stitch it online, and then it's good to get it out there. Keep it
Okay.
moving.
All right. So what starts do we have? Gary, I'm going to let you go last, if that's okay.
That's fine. We did have one more question.
We do?
I don't know where the question was, but somebody had asked about this frame,
Oh,
where I got
okay.
this frame from. I got it from my LNS, and she said it's very hard to get because it's kind of old. But it's called Winter Time, and it came from Poppy Creations. You may be able to contact them and see if they have any or
Yes.
something similar.
Super
But it's super cute, and
Yes.
it's gonna look good with my little tart Santa in there.
Yeah.
Okay. And EJ, do you have any starts this week?
No.
No?
Oh, actually, no, I don't.
Okay.
It's part of the finish.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I do have a start.
Ooh.
Yes, and I'm very excited.
Here, let me pull
Because
this
of the way that I did my rotation, this is actually my first start in quite a while. And this is loads of fun from the Hands-On Design Laundry series. I'm actually doing...
It's okay. It's called Prep 101. Here you go.
Oh.
It's easier to say.
Oh, like that.
I can't see it. If I can't see it, how can you show it?
Okay, all right. So here are the other pieces. I'm sure everybody is familiar with the laundry series
They're really
from
cute.
Hands-On Design.
I like it because you can change them to match. There's only a few colors. You can
Yes.
change them to match your decor or your colors that you like. But these are cool colors. I like these colors myself.
Yes, I converted mine to Victoria Model Sampler. And when we do talk about floss storage, I'll talk about how I'm now storing my Victorian Model Samplers since I finally moved them out of the crate.
Check out her new cards she's made.
Yes,
That's
yes,
nice.
Those are
I got
cute.
that from Stitch All the Things.
Christine?
Christine?
From Stitch All the Things?
Maybe, yeah. But I love it. I love it.
I know a couple people have been talking about making the tags and stuff. And how they're
Yes,
doing
and I'm
it.
flat folding the pieces when it's done. I'm even going to do the
nice.
bonus piece.
Okay.
I'm flat folding
This is the
using
fabric?
this fabric as the
Yes.
backing. And I in my laundry room, I have 4 cabinet doors, which I will then put them up on my cabinet doors. So I'm very excited about
Can
that.
I ask you, what is this?
I was originally going to start in the center.
Can I see that?
Oh, that's your center spot?
Yes, that's my center
Oh.
spot. But then once I got going today, sitting at the cupboard,
It's easier to start on top.
I realized it was easier to start at
So
the
did
top.
you do 3 in, 3 out? Is that
It's more like 2.5 because I already had it on the roller frame.
Oh,
Decided
okay.
I was not pulling it off to measure down. I know.
See, that's part of, you can't be tied to a structure.
Yeah.
You go with the flow. It's not comfortable, you change it.
Yes, and I'm flat folding, so it'll
You
all
only
work
need a half
out.
inch.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah.
Cool.
So,
Okay.
so that's my start, and as I said, I'm super excited because that is my first start for my 2019 project schedule. Very, very excited. So now we're going to do whips. Oh no,
No.
we're going to do Gary's
We're gonna do
start.
my, let's see, was it, what did I call it? I didn't say something cute.
You were going to call it Stitchmas.
Stitchmas.
Yeah,
Oh,
Stitchmas.
my 12 days of Stitchmas. So, my first one was the Snow Queen from last week, and this is my second one. This is Dweezle, day 2. And he's driving me crazy. That's only 4 hours of stitching. And there's so many color changes, and you do 2
Do you have
squares.
a
and-
picture?
I can put the picture in.
Oh, we're going to put the picture at
Yeah.
the end? Okay.
Yeah, we put the picture.
Dweezle.
Dweezle, day 2.
That looks good.
Yeah, and then
It's
day 3 was Song of Christmas. This is Santa with the Christmas tree, and I know when you're gonna say, wait a minute, wasn't this supposed to be on green? Yeah, the green I had was 25 count, and it did not fit.
Is it really that big?
Yes, it's massive, and there's like a little bitty blanket there in the middle, white. That's the baby, and this is cool fabric that I got this week from Seraphim. It's her December fabric. It's called Winter
Glow.
Winter Glow, 32 count. And the
Beautiful.
tree is going to take up all that white space right there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really cool.
Oh,
It's
so it'll
gonna,
be around all that white
yeah,
that's in the
the
center.
tree's going to go like right all big here. It's really
Oh,
big.
nice.
So it's gonna look like it's glowing back there. I think it's
Oh,
really
very
really cute.
cool.
So it's day 3, and day 4 is Christmas Patriot. These are my little soldiers that I'm gonna put on a sleigh.
Oh yeah, I like that.
And I got more stitching on them. They were easier to stitch. These 2 may be a little too close, but I hope not.
I usually,
I just counted over from the pattern. I didn't think they were close on the pattern.
right. Was it this year? I did an inch between, or 2 inches between my ornaments that I put all on the same. And I think sometimes it might have been a little tight
Right.
because that meant I had an inch
Okay.
to work with.
All right, so there's 5 of them. So I may have to stitch this one again to rip them out, and then so this guy will have enough space.
Well, no, it's just that you have to
No.
be careful on the finishing end. That's all. It's just going to be tight, but I would give myself a little bit more space.
on the next
on the-
3.
yes.
Or restitch the first one.
I would, me. I don't restitch anything.
All right, and then I was doing so well with my daily starts, and then here comes day 5, and this is
Ooh.
called Christmas Eve from Prairie Schooler, and it's my first Prairie Schooler.
Oh,
Nice.
loved it.
Minnie, I love it. I didn't want to put it down. It was so great.
What is it called?
It's called Christmas Eve,
Oh,
and,
nice. Yeah,
and I picked
like
this
that
fabric because I didn't want to stitch the snowflakes,
Oh no, wow.
Nice.
and it's really nice, and it's
It-
stitching up great.
You can see
Yeah.
the difference between the ones
Yeah.
that you really take
And,
I like
and
it
that's
too.
your
Yeah.
first, as you said, that's your first Prairie Schooler out of a pretty sizable
Yeah.
collection,
Yeah.
which is exciting.
Yeah. And then
Nice.
day 6 is my second Prairie Schooler. You're gonna see a theme here. This is Santa with the gingerbread. Look, I got a lot of stitching on this one
Look
too.
at that.
Now I did change the red. I changed the red to Turkish red from Weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It was DMC, but I changed it to Turkish red. And if you, I don't know if you can see some of the. I did some I move around when I stitch, so I don't get stripes or verticals.
Oh yes. the
So I
bands.
just spiral. I just do like wandering stitches. I say, let's go over here and go over. Kind of like the Bob Ross of sticking a little tree here, a little tree there. And then I put a stitch here. I go up down here, and I don't know, move it around. It's kind of fun. And then so he's probably got another maybe a good 2 days of stitching. He could be finished.
No.
So that's why. This new starts every day. I just can't wait till the 14th so I can get these
Go
things
back.
fixed.
Yeah.
And then day 7 was Dear Santa, Define Good. I did this one last night. And
There you
it's
go.
part of a postcard. So
So you're gonna put 2 in that on the same.
There's the front part of the postcard, the where the name and address goes,
Mhm.
and then there's a picture with a Santa and a tree and stuff on
Okay.
the other side.
Very cute.
Yeah.
That's number 7.
And then day 8 I started today. This is Naughty or Nice, and it's a skinny Santa.
He did not stitch on his shirt.
I didn't get too much. Well, I did this at the LNS, so hopefully I'll be able to stitch a little bit tonight when the video's loading for 6 hours.
Yeah.
But
Well, first, look at this,
Okay.
folks.
That's crazy.
I
is
think
that
I think I
really-
might be a purple guy. I mean a green guy. A green Halloween. Oh, this is Halloween green, right?
Hi, everything is Halloween with you.
Yes.
Even what is it? What's the name of this?
This
pattern?
is called Kermit, and it's
Kermit.
the fabric
The
is
fabric.
Kermit from Picture This Plus. So
Nice.
Very being all matchy.
that's it of my starts.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice. All right. Finishes. EJ,
Whoop,
we'll
whoop.
start with you for finishes.
I have finishes. I have finishes. All right, my first finish
Some kind of
is
beautiful.
Yes.
Be Your Own Kind of Beautiful by
Woo-hoo.
Lizzie K.
There we go.
It is finished. Woo, woo.
Cool.
I am so happy. For
We are
this.
too.
Are you gonna make it into a little pillow? That'd be cute.
I
as a
don't know.
pillow.
I don't know how to make finishes and stuff like that. I mean, I finished it. I don't know what I'm gonna do to it.
I think Ronnie could show you how to make a pillow out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Ronnie's gonna make a pillow.
No,
for
no,
me.
no.
Yeah.
He's gonna show you how.
No.
It's called Show You.
I also have a finish that I'm going to insert right now of a Christmas ornament that I started and finished.
Right.
Last week, I couldn't show you last week because it was a secret ornament.
Yeah, it was part of it.
I think actually I took a picture. It's got all 3 of our ornaments in there.
Oh, okay.
And it's got some of the other ornaments from the exchange group.
Okay.
What would you say what your ornament is, and then we can.
Oh, I forgot
it
the
out?
name of it, but I mean, I forgot the name of it. But it's the deer with the Christmas tree.
Right. It was from the catalog from the magazine. The
Yes,
Christmas
just
magazine.
cross stitch
The red
ornament this
Yes,
year.
yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and mine was a pink flamingo on a blue sled.
Yes.
And Shelia's is right here.
Boom!
Isn't that awesome?
I
What's the
picked her-
chances?
I know, right? I picked her bag.
Yeah.
And it's preserved. This thing will never,
Ever.
never, ever.
Yeah. I had all of my ornaments this year. My
the glue incident
threw up
of 2018.
all over my ornaments. So all of my ornaments are preserved for the millennia this year.
And during the exchange,
I love it.
During the exchange, I got this one from the other, from one of our
nice.
members there. Isn't
Oh, that
it
was
cool. I love
beautiful.
this little bird.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really have
Just
to work on
glows.
my finishing.
Yeah.
You know. Hey,
Okay.
it is.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
a process.
Yes. Why did you show that with whips?
Oh my goodness, you're right.
Did you forget your?
I forgot my
I'm looking
butterfly.
over and look who's there.
Oh,
I'm
It's the
so sorry.
butterfly.
And look at EJ's back stitches.
Do you see that, guys? Well, do
That
you
is
see
so
that?
cool. We'll have a picture as
Yes.
well.
Yeah. It's called black work,
So
but it's
cool.
purple work, right?
Yes.
It's really cute.
It's black work butterfly,
Yeah.
and it's for the black work birthday Sal by Carrie and Stitches.
Very nice.
I'm loving this black work
Yeah.
or purple
And
work.
wait a minute. Let's guess. Can anyone say what kind of floss she's using?
Can you? Starts with a V.
I know there's like 800 people saying Victoria 107.
That's my go-to floss. I love them.
I think she's in love with the
Yeah.
floss, but it's beautiful floss.
That's true. That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Okay.
Alrighty. Now we're ready to talk about haul.
Oh.
Ha! Whoa.
EJ, do you want to? Okay, Gary, you go
Gary,
first.
you first.
I got-
Yeah.
Wait, did we do finishes?
Yeah, we
Yes,
did
I just did
finishes.
finish. Hello. Did you finish
And
something?
you forgot about me?
What?
We don't see anything here.
But it's like right
Oh.
here.
Oh.
My boys are finished.
My boyfriends.
Yours hasn't been started
No, I
yet.
haven't started mine.
We'll insert a picture right here.
We
Yeah.
are? You know how to do that?
She knows how to do it.
So those are Henry, Harry, and
Jack.
Do you
Jack.
know which one is which?
Jack is in the middle. We start with Henry and we end up with Harry.
All right.
And they are from
up, was it all through the night?
Yes.
And it's an interesting little pattern that I found in my travels last February or March, one of those 2 months. I was traveling with a customer and I was in Wichita, so I went to Heart's Desire and I found those little guys in the back, and I fell in love with them, and the rest is now we've got stitch-alongs, and
Yes.
they're everywhere.
And there's a fourth one, Smitten.
Smitten? Well, I showed you guys Smitten
Yes.
in a prior video when I got
But
back.
they're
From
kind
the
of-
same company.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
they're very cute, very cute. Okay, I'm sorry.
All right.
All right.
Finishes.
All right, so now we're ready for haul.
Haul, Gary. Haul.
I have, that one fabric of haul, and this is my next piece of fabric. This is my monthly club from Color and Cotton, and it's called River Rock.
Very pretty.
And after watching Deb has the same fabric. She's doing Christmas Land from
Yes.
Oh,
Kitten
nice.
Stitcher's these
Charity.
charity
Yes.
stitch along,
Yes.
and I ordered that. I've got that, and I'm going to do mine on that now too, because I think
Yes.
this is a very dreary kind of Christmassy. I think
Yes.
the snowflakes will look great on that.
I also ordered it and will join the stitch along with it. We're all excited
Yeah.
about doing it as a stitch along.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I got another piece of linen that I got from a Facebook lady. She posts fabric and she puts them up there, and her name is called Oksana.
Lopatina.
Yeah, we'll put the name in the bottom because it's beautiful fabric. First thing I thought of was Grandpa's sleeve, but that's somebody else's fabric. But this is going to be great for my drum. I don't know, maybe if I can stretch the fabric out. Let's see, my drum, my away we run. Was it the blackbird design pattern that we're going to give away? I don't know. I got like 20 other projects I want to do with this little piece of fabric. So the fight will begin.
Death match.
And that's all the haul I have.
Okay,
So EJ, let's take a break. Haul.
Haul. Okay. Shelia and I share. We shared the second and the third Bewitching box. Bewitched, or is it Bewitching? The Bewitching box by Victorian Model Sampler Shop. So these are now Shelia's, and these beautiful floss are now mine. So, I mean, I just love them all.
I do too.
They're so beautiful.
I
And they
know.
feel good.
Yes.
And they stitch wonderfully.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan.
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
The other thing, Shelia, you hear that?
The food?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we need to attend to that one?
No.
Oh, no.
No,
Ronnie?
you go
No,
on.
he's in the other one.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
And
go
then
on.
this is my
It's from Leslie's Under the Sea.
Yes.
And it's called Incoming
Coming
Storm.
the monthly.
Looks like an even weave.
It is, of course.
I know my Leslie fabric,
Yes.
her little tag.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was for the month of November.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's really pretty, really nice.
Okay.
I have so story time
Don't make it long.
because she's hungry.
Somebody got bit by the Mirabilia bug.
Yes. Kyle Reckemeyer was showing his out of print Mirabilias, and I'm like, yeah, they're pretty. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. That's pretty. And then he showed this one. Oh, and I loved it so much. So I go to the cupboard, and I said, Karen, do you have this? She's like, not so much. And I'm like, Gary, do you know who would have it?
No.
And no. So, and then so that was Saturday. So on Tuesday, Michelle, she shows her,
D-stash?
not the D-stash, it was for the charity
Oh,
for
okay.
the fires in California.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh my God, that's the one I want. Me, please. So,
There she goes.
well, actually, not me, please, but I bid it.
And
on
it's
it.
called
Madonna of the Garden. She's so pretty.
All right.
Of course, she's gonna have a skin color change, and I may stitch her twice, one for me, one for my sister. But
Oh my
this is a
goodness.
mirror, for heaven's sake.
That's quite aggressive. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but she's so pretty. She's so
Yes.
pretty. If I stitch her, I probably want to keep her.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
stitch her once.
Yes.
Okay,
Enjoy
and then
it.
maybe I'll stitch this one. So I got
Oh, your
another
sister.
one.
Oh,
And
oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Lady Justice.
Okay.
And
You know what? You said something about doing a color
Yes.
conversion. You probably
Not
need
me.
to join the mirror. There's a couple of mirror groups.
Mhm.
Mirror on the wall is one of them.
uh-huh.
And a lot of people stitch things in there. They do conversions. When you look in the files,
Okay.
you can see people have done some conversions. I don't think that one's yet, but a lot of times people have put some.
Yeah,
But-
because Kyle talked about he would like to see this in gray,
Grace.
like the statue. I'm like, perfect. It would
Yes.
be not really nice.
Mhm.
So hopefully, somebody can do it and then we can share.
Yeah.
And also, this photo, the dress looks like lime green, like my shirt.
Yes.
I saw someone stitching it on Facebook. It's really a pretty green.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
So it's not as bad. So I pull the colors and see if you really don't like the colors.
Gotcha.
Yes. Yes.
And then I have a Hope Blooms, once again, still from Michelle. This one's from the D-Stash, from Sam Sarah.
I have that because it's stitched with the new
Yes.
Colors.
CMCs.
Yes.
For 35.
Also from Michelle's D-Stash is
The stitch
Christmas
along.
Land.
Are we going to do a scheduled stitch along with this, or are we just
Yeah,
going
we
to?
should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all have it.
We all have it, and and Deb's got it, so it would
Yeah.
be like,
Yes.
Yes.
yeah.
And then this is the fabric that
Let's
I'm going to
cancel
stitch
that,
it
boss.
on.
Okay.
This is the fabric that I want to stitch that on.
Ooh.
Guess who dyed it? Me.
This is perfect fabric.
It
Isn't it
is.
great?
Oh my god! So
Oh
I'm
my
so
God.
excited. Okay.
Raise
And-
the stakes.
See, he put on his pile, but I see you,
We're
sir.
watching.
And then Mo Sale had a mystery box. She had a small and a large. And since I'm trying to build up my stash, how many times? Anyway, I'm not gonna use that excuse any longer. But she ordered. I wanted both of them. So this is the large, and it has fabric, floss. It has the praiseworthy stitches. What's the name of it? I can't read that.
It's
Simple
called-
Gifts Christmas.
Okay. Oh, so it's Christmas. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
And it has she has beads and metallic threads and a needle minder, and so that was the
There's
big
fabric in there.
Fabric,
Wow.
yeah.
Yes.
That's gonna be cute.
Nice.
Yes.
And what's gonna be great with this when you start stitching it, each little motif is a finish. So
Yes.
you're gonna keep motivated.
Real
Yes.
sense of-
Yeah.
That's what I like
Right,
about
yeah.
that.
Yes.
And the small is a Stoney Creek pattern, a Christmas pattern, and it came with a needle minder. It came with the beads, the floss, everything that you would need to
Okay.
finish it.
Very nice.
I like this one.
I do
Yeah.
too. I like them both.
I might have to get this one and stitch it.
Yes. Okay.
And the last one, the last one was today. So I saw Jessie Marie. It's a problem. It's not a problem.
It's a way of life.
It's
It's life
yes.
right now.
Yes.
So Jessie Marie was showing her haul, I think maybe 2 episodes ago, and she showed this one and I fell in love with it. I'm like, yeah, that looks really good. And then because it reminds me of home and what we did to have fun. And then today, Karen from the Cross Stitch Cupboard got it. I'm like, yeah, this is perfect. This is for me.
So this is a long dog sampler.
Sampler, yes.
Okay, and it's
It's-
called
It's called crossword. Let me see.
Crosswords. It's
Crossword, but it's not in English. The word crossword is not in English.
yeah, because I
Yeah.
couldn't read that. I don't know if you can see it with the plastic.
It reminds me of Scrabble, and we
Yeah.
played a lot of Scrabble at the house, so I really love it.
So if you get like a hank or something
Mhm.
of silk, I think that would look really nice.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
So I'll be stitching in silk and a long dog.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to take a picture of that one.
Yeah.
I do. I really like that. Faith, Hope, Loy.
Yes.
Dove,
It's
Joy.
very nice.
And it's a Stony Creek, and Stony Creek's notorious for backstitching.
And not
yeah.
No backstitching.
No
it.
backstitching.
It's so pretty.
And because I bought this today from the Cross Stitch Cupboard, I got to pick from a box of
Of freebies.
yes. And so I got this Bent Creek That's your favorite, right, Shelia? Bent Creek?
Yes.
Yes.
And it comes with its
Zipper
own
pouch.
little project bag.
Yes.
That's cute. I didn't
That could use
see
later.
these before. Little turkey there giving
Yes.
thanks. And these are
These are pearl cottons.
these are pearl cottons in the back, just enough to do the project.
Yeah, all I need is the fabric.
Ooh, there looks like there's maybe there's a second pattern in there with a bunch of little pumpkins.
Oh, I didn't even notice
I don't
that.
know.
Oh, you're right. Ooh.
Let's think
So this is it.
that could be a good lunchtime project.
Lunch, 30 minutes? No, I only have 30 minutes for lunch.
You get to eat.
You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm wasting my time eating.
We can eat when
I could
we're
be
retired.
stitching.
Yeah, eat when we're retired. What do you got, Shelia?
Well, I have the first 8 days from the Advent box from Stitchy Box.
Oh.
Nice.
So I've only opened packets 1 through 8, and you can see there's a piece of 32 count fabric, a needle minder, some finishing items, and in addition there were some nice pretty beads
Ooh.
that came with it.
But
And we'll put a
but
closer
look
picture.
at this Gloriana. It's called Winter Woods. I
Yeah.
like that.
It's really, really pretty. So that's
You
the
know what?
Advent
And I think
Stitchy
this
Box.
rope is probably used to tie up that naughty elf that's all over the place.
Oh, the elf on the shelf.
Tie his butt down. This is a cute bag.
That's nice.
And also, these all came in the week when I was on Grand Cayman. I also received the autumn cozy autumn stash box from Stitchy Box. There were several threads, limited edition Gentle Arts threads, and a piece of silk, which, oops, sorry.
Mm.
And this, okay, so this Gloriana silk also.
Yes.
Well, they all look like they go pretty good with the
Good,
fabric. That's
yeah.
one thing about
Yeah.
Stitchy Boxes.
She does coordinate beautifully.
Everything in the little box.
So what plans do you have for this week, EJ?
Oh, now that the beautiful piece is done, I'm gonna work on the black work. And yes, and I do want to stitch on the stitch number 6. The last pattern or the last part of the whole pattern should be dropping tomorrow. So I'm gonna plug away on that and hopefully get it finished pretty soon.
Okay.
And I may add another project from my whip.
So,
Oh, man, I forget.
2019, you need to start your
Yes,
starts.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I gotta start working on the starts that I want to make into whips for
Yes.
2019.
Now,
Yeah.
now, do you have
Wow.
until January
18.
18 to have them started?
Yes.
One
But it
stitch.
takes time. It
Yeah.
takes time to
To
Yeah.
get
get
it
all
up,
that
yeah.
stuff.
Yes. So Shelia's gonna help me with that, and then
Yes.
we're gonna get it going.
Yes. Yes. We've got a date next Friday.
Yes.
To
yes.
to
To get that done and get
Yeah.
that situated.
So my plans, I have day 9, 10, 11, and 12 to get started. And I'll be back. It's a little elf with little legs. It says I'll be back in the middle of it. Hopefully,
Like the Terminator.
yeah, kind of like that deadly elf on the shelf. Maybe that's what he's.
Deadly.
I'll be back. So watch out. So I'll stitch on him tomorrow while I'm at the craft fair selling our bags from Garon.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Monday I have Santa's Workshop, which is that big Jim Shore piece
oh
that
yes.
I'm hoping I really fall in love with, and I'll really get committed to it. And then Tuesday I've got the snowman poop, which is it. Hopefully it's cute. It's what it is.
Yeah.
And I was able to enlarge the pattern onto an 11 by 17, so it's gonna be a really clear pattern to see, and I think it's gonna be cute. There was some it's all DMC, but there was like 2 silks called out. I'm not gonna do silks on a piece like that. It's not gonna call. I'll just find a complementary color and stick it where it needs to go, sort of. And then the last one would be just be claws. The Amy Brookin Santa with the crazy coat of many colors.
Yes.
And then I'm hoping for the 13th for Dark 13 stitching. I want to work on that. I want to do that drum with the beautiful fabric that I got from Oksana. God, I hope that's her name. It's really beautiful.
Excellent. I will be continuing my starts for my new starts for 2019 Year of Whips. I will start the other 3 parts of the laundry series. I will also begin starts for the several of the Photoshop series. So that's my plan for the next week. Starts, and more starts.
So will you be starting your ladies' night out?
I thought we said that was January 13th.
Well, but don't you have to start it before you can?
Before the 18th.
Before the 18th.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So 13
January
is
13th.
13 is
Yeah.
before the 18th.
Yes.
Okay.
Cause math.
Yeah.
Because
Pam and Steph.
No, I think that's calendar, and
Calendaring.
schedule, and
Calendaring.
rules and stuff like that. Okay.
All right, so do we have any announcements?
Yes.
Yes,
Announcements.
we have a big
We have a
announcement.
huge announcement.
We want to say thank you to
Thank you.
everybody who has subscribed to us.
Yes.
We are so excited. We have over 780 probably by now subscribers, and we are past due in doing something to really say thank you to us.
Yes.
We have from each of us, we have
a little something.
a little something. From EJ, we have a piece of dyed fabric.
And I want to call this is I
EJ
dyed
original?
this. Yes.
Is this a sunshine stitcher?
Correct.
Oh,
Oh my goodness, he got it. So this is, I call this the Sunshine Stitcher. It's nice yellow, light yellow, little.
And it's a linen. It looks.
Yes, it's a
really
32
pretty.
count linen.
And it's a perfect size for a small or medium-sized piece.
Yes. And if you would like to win this, just comment. Remember, you have to be 18 years or older.
Yes.
You know the
You
rules.
must not mention. You
Give
can't
away.
mention giveaway.
You will be deleted.
Yes. And you must be able to give us your address. Is that it? Is that the
yes.
spiel?
Willing to do that.
Yes.
Yes.
And then if you want the fabric, just say, I would like to stitch on the fabric.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
And then,
And I have 5 Mo sale threads.
they look pretty good with the fabric.
Yeah, actually they do.
Yeah.
So the same thing, just say I would like the threads. I would like to stitch with the threads.
Okay.
Yes.
And Gary has,
I've got the Away We Ride Blackbird design pattern. So
Isn't there a stitch along?
there's an open stitch along. That was from Stephanie and a couple other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a debacle with this pattern. I ended up getting 3 copies.
Whoa.
It's not.
it was not pretty.
So what's your thing to get this, to win this?
Just say you would like to stitch Away We Ride.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
So once again, if you would like the chart, I would like to stitch Away We Ride. If you want the floss, I would like to stitch with the threads. And if you want the fabric, I would like to stitch on the fabric.
Okay.
And you can indicate in separate comments
Yes.
that I would like for each one. You don't
Yes.
have to limit yourself to one or
Yes.
the other.
So you can
Sign up for
all three,
All
three.
if you would like.
And when are we doing the
Not next week, maybe.
week after?
So
Just
let's give you
before
2
Christmas.
weeks.
Yeah, we'll give you 2 weeks because
Yes.
some people, a lot of people
Takes
are
time.
behind.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
But we know everybody watches on Sunday, right? I do.
So yeah, so this is our first giveaway. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Very much
I'm
so.
excited.
Very much so.
Yes.
And do we have anything from Garon this time?
From Garon, I opened up the Bag of the Month Club because it went so well.
Yeah.
This last month was our first month, and we were really happy with the turnout. And so I opened it up for 25 more slots. I think I'm down to about. I got 22 slots open because I filled 3 today.
Okay.
And so that way we can keep it. We can still keep
Manageable.
it manageable.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to overexert ourselves and give
Yes.
it poor quality.
Yes.
So we're already working on the bags for next month because we
Yay.
start early. So that's why we need to make sure we need to know if you're going to cancel any of our things. We need to know before the 15th because we're already making them. They're pretty much all packaged and ready to ship
Yes.
within the first week of the month.
Yeah.
We're just waiting to the end of the month to send the invoices on the 28th, and we need payment by the 2nd. So we want to get your bag to you as quickly as possible, and then the grime guards definitely need to be paid by the 2nd because we do the drawing for the free bag for the grime guard members. And in our Garon totem bag page, thank you Shelia so much for your help and assistance.
Welcome.
Yeah, she helped me make the rules and the guidelines for the Garon monthly clubs, the project bag and the grime guards.
Yeah.
And it's really nice. We did a two thing. We did the form. You can use the form to sign up, or you can't. You don't have to. But we need that information to be able to put you on the list and make sure you get your stuff in time.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Well, please comment. As I said, we read your comments. We will acknowledge your comments. There's no apology necessary for
please
multiple comments.
Yes.
Keep them coming.
Yes.
Keep them coming.
We enjoy it.
Like us, subscribe. Thank you, everyone, for accepting us into your stitchy life.
Yes.
Wait, did we not have a visitor?
Oh,
Cupboard.
yes, we did.
Yes.
We had a viewer from
Yes.
that showed up
Thank
the
you,
cross stitch
Gary. Oh my
cupboard
gosh.
today.
We were stitching at the cupboard this morning.
Yes.
And Karen from Boynton Beach.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
She's kind of new to the area. She had been at another cross stitch shop on the west coast of Florida who had reminded her or mentioned to her that there was one in Fort Lauderdale, and she came in. And as she came in, she mentioned us to Karen, the owner, and she says, "Well, Shelia's sitting right there stitching." Of course. She came back and we sat and we talked for quite a while, and then EJ and Gary came in. So again, it was a
really
pleasure meeting you, Karen.
Yes, nice meeting you.
We definitely look forward to stitching with you
on
in the
Saturdays.
future.
Yes,
and I look forward to seeing your progress on the patterns you bought today.
Yes.
I'm gonna hold you to the whole standard that I hold these guys to.
Oh.
I want to see finishes and post them on Garon on the Garon totem bag page.
Yes.
I want to see finishes, and when you travel with the bags, I want to see the bags wherever they're at.
Yes,
out in the wild.
Because that was one thing that Karen said, was that when she came in and everyone said, well, let's see she wanted to say, what's the bag look like? And there was like 6 ladies around the table. They all pulled out their bags. So I've indoctrinated them into, you have a bag. I love it. I got goosebumps. Okay.
Small things.
Yeah.
Yes, so again, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for coming in, and thank you everybody for sharing a part of your life with us.
Right.
Yes.
And so we just like to say one more thing.
Yes.
And that is
no matter where you are,
the sun is
always shining when
you're
stitching.
Okay, I might have messed that up, but
All right, good night.
Good night.
Or good